Total War Arena looks like it might finally be making its way back to our computers. The devs have provided us with an update, and it's a big one. Hi, my name is MrSmartDonkey, and in this video we're going to find out if Total War Arena is dead or alive. It had been months since we'd received an update on Arena. Many people started to wonder if it was ever going to be back. A reasonable assumption given the circumstances. When people start asking questions and there's little to no response from the developers, you start thinking the worst. I never really lost hope though, simply because the beta build we played about a year ago seemed to essentially be a finished product. Sure, it needed some tweaking here and there, but it was a working game that I would have happily kept playing as long as they kept on adding new content. However, it was of course a beta, and the plan was never to let people play it forever from that point on. The servers were to go offline for a while so they could continue work on the game. Then came the silence. We received a small update here and there over the months, but nothing substantial. Even their official wiki never had its Arena page updated, which still says the game is currently in closed alpha. A month and a half ago or so, we finally received some confirmation from the official Total War Arena Twitter page that the game is still alive and well. They even added some new faces to the development team, indicating they have complete faith in their project and they're willing to put even more resources into the game. Then disaster struck, or so we thought. Total War Arena was removed from the Steam store. That could only mean one thing, right? The game is officially dead. But why would they add new faces to a team and then scrap the project less than 2 months later? That doesn't make any sense. Then, just recently, we got an update. A big update. Creative Assembly announced that they have joined forces with Wargaming.net, the developers of games such as World of Tanks, World of Warplanes and World of Warships. Now it all makes sense. The secrecy, the lack of updates. They were working on something big, but couldn't give us any information about it until it was official. Either way, I can only expect this to be a good thing. Wargaming.net has proven, especially with World of Tanks, that they can build a multiplayer game that still engrosses many people to this day. Total War Arena and the World of X series are quite similar from a gameplay perspective. The biggest similarity of course being the tier system and the way matchmaking works using the tier system. One of the major complaints I remember for playing Arena was how matchmaking could be incredibly unfair, coming up against tier 5 units when you were using tier 2. Through Creative Assembly's cooperation with Wargaming.net, I think complaints like that will be a thing of the past. I've already read some concerns from people about Wargaming.net's business model with the phrase pay to win being thrown around like a joint at Woodstock, but I've got a feeling it will be alright. I still believe 90% of gamers don't know exactly what pay to win means, but that's a discussion for a different video. The latest updates mention that we'll still have to wait a little while before we'll get our hands on the game again. Some of my fellow YouTubers have told me that the game will be playable again in a beta state before the end of the year, but if there was ever any proof of that, I can't find it. Especially with the recent cooperation update, I wouldn't expect anything yet. With a game this far in development starting a cooperation with a new publisher, I expect they'll be looking to change a thing or two before they show their refined project to the public. There's a Q&A providing some more detail on the latest update. Let me echo some of the more important information. Total War Arena being removed from Steam is permanent. You will now have to play the game through the Wargaming.net Game Center platform, which will allow you to access all their titles. Your old account will not work anymore, meaning you have to make a new account or use your already existing Wargaming.net account. This also means all progress has been reset, despite the promise of no further account resets that was made in the past. However, since the game's progression system has apparently been changed, it should at least feel somewhat of a new experience. I'm still wary, as I always am with upcoming games, but at least the game isn't dead, and that's good news in itself. For those of you about to comment things like, I wish it were dead so they could focus on their other games, you'll be happy to hear that CA have a total of 5 different teams working on Total War games. If Arena died, that team would start working on something else altogether. They are completely separate. That is going to do it for the Total War Arena update. I hope you guys enjoyed and are now well informed on the current state of the game. I will also provide links in the description to all the websites I got my information from in case you want to read more. Thank you all very much for watching, have a good day and goodbye.